Sponsored by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace.
Guys, I have bad news. That's also good news. As much as you wish you could, you can't stop bad things from happening. Let's talk about the human brain for a minute, okay? Jordan. When you are watching the news or reading Twitter updates on horrible things happening in the world, your brain is desperately trying to make sense of the situation. See, your brain, it likes to feel safe and comfortable. Bad news disrupts your brain's natural state. So, to compensate, your brain does a couple of things. Number one, it looks for a bad guy. Someone to blame for this disruption. A superhero villain responsible for the world's ills. Because wouldn't it be nice if you could blame one person for all the bad things?
What are we going to do about all these bank robberies that have been happening?
Oh, I think we need to get the Green Goblin. He's the one doing it.
Yeah.
And then your brain looks for a way that the bad things could have been prevented. Because your brain doesn't like the idea of living in a world where this kind of bad news can just happen willy-nilly. So you appeal to whoever your favorite authority figure is in a desperate plea to make sense of the sadness.
Please make me feel safe again!
But no matter what you do, no matter how appealing your appeal is, bad things keep happening. Almost like you have zero control over anything. But the idea of not having control is very hard for your brain to wrap its head around. But that's the hard truth. You can't do much of anything about much of anything. I'm sorry, I know that doesn't feel right, but let's be realistic here.
He's always so sarcastic like this.
No, I'm being serious. I know it's nice to feel like one person can make a difference, but come on. This is quite a big world with a lot of people, and you can't control them, which means you can't stop bad things from happening. I know that's very depressing, but I promise you'll be a lot happier when you stop feeling responsible for things you have no control over. See, we live in an age where everything is broadcast live. So things are always gonna seem terrible because we hear about every single terrible thing that happens. Unless it's in the third world and isn't great for ratings, in which case we never hear about any of those things. Look, the news isn't trying to inform you, okay? They're just trying to keep you watching.
Tonight, a murderer is on the loose! We speak with an eyewitness who's gonna share all the gory details of the crime. Sally, please tell us what you saw that night.
It was terrible. I mean, I just pulled out a fork and he just started.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to interrupt you because something even worse has just happened. We're hearing reports of a bombing on Elm Street. Let's go live to our correspondent on the ground there. What can you tell us about the scene?
People were just flying all over the place. It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced.
Oh, wow, that does sound horrifying.
I'll never get those images out of my mind.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut you off because I can't believe all these things are happening during my hour. What luck! An alien attack in the state of Utah! We're hearing reports that the entire state has been destroyed! Millions are dead! Wow! We'll have more details after the commercial break! We're charging more for those commercials now, right?
Look, it would be great if you could just control all the bad things in the world and stop them from happening. But you can't. It's impossible. That's why it is so important that you make good and kind decisions with the one thing you can control: yourself. Because no, you don't have much of a say about what happens in a world with billions and billions of people in it. You're just a small little speck, a little granule. Bye. But you do get the only say in how you react to situations around you. And in a world as terrible and scary as ours currently is, isn't the idea of people responding with love and kindness instead of fear and hatred, doesn't that sound pretty nice? So maybe you can't change the world, but if you can change yourself, the world will be a better place to live. And that, my friends, is some good news for a change. Stay tuned for bloopers! No, just kidding. I didn't leave yet. I have more good news, actually. Building a website doesn't have to be a nightmare. Look, everyone needs a website. And thanks to our friends at Squarespace, building one is super easy. Whether you're a blogger, photographer, own a business, or just want a place to send people for links to everything you work on, you need to have your own space on the internet. Squarespace has beautiful, award-winning templates that will have your site up and running in minutes. Pick a design, make it your own, and you're ready to go. There's no coding, no headaches, just a great website in minutes. Squarespace has everything you need to keep your site up and running too. It's an all-in-one platform, which means that once your you're using Squarespace, you have everything you need. No patches or upgrades to worry about. You can blog, show off your resume, or launch an online shop. You have so much freedom to make it your own, but also make it look great. And you can also set up a custom domain really easily as well. So if you're ready to get started, make your next move at squarespace.com/cow. And use that link because if you do, you're gonna get 10% off your first purchase. That's squarespace.com/cow. Guys, am I like laughing or like what is this?
Yes, we need to find the Green Goblin. He's the one who's doing it.
Sarah looked like, I guess, yeah, you're right. It was like, stay.
Mia.
The heck is wrong with you? Ow! Curses. Okay, Mia, sit. Putting all of her weight against my arm.
Yeah, because she wants to hug you.
Stay.
Oh, she looks so sad.
Stay. Thank you. You better stay.
She's
Or
like, "You
else.
better
Tonight, a murderer is on the loose. Is on the loose? Tonight, a murderer is on the loose.
Should I say it like that?
Tonight, a murderer is on the loose. We speak with sorry. Tonight.
And that, my friends, is some good news for a change. I always walk away. I think I like when I walk away and then it's like and like the words come up. I always think that's funny too.